Brian, come to hear all of that.
I was just watching it and it blew my mind.
Talk to me about that.
I know what that. I understand hard times and I understand good times. And, you know, in life, they have to come. You're gonna have to deal with both of them because that's what life consists of: good times and bad times.
He told me, and I'm not gonna say who it is. But he's like, Mayweather's broke. I said, no. He's like, no, really, Mayweather's broke. Now, I don't know if it's true.
Right.
This is what this guy told me. I'm like, how could he be broke? He's like, yo, he spends like crazy.
But like, you know, Floyd's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. You know, he had 50 fights, and he said, "Yo,
So
don't tell me about you the greatest fighter with 50-0, nigga. You're great, no doubt about it, nigga. 50-0.
Excited about you and Floyd. Is that still happening, or is that?
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, it's happening. You think I give that up? I was minding my business. He challenged me.
You look good. How you feeling physically?
Incredible.
You've been training?
Listen, I was wearing an extra large. It looks like I'm wearing large now.
Looking good, man. Still looking.
During a live conversation with Stephen A. Smith, Mike Tyson held nothing back. The legendary former heavyweight champion spoke with raw candor as he openly criticized Floyd Mayweather, delivering his thoughts with the kind of fearless honesty only a boxing icon like Tyson could bring.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about Floyd?
Awesome fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like, you was a movie star. You was a hit.
Tyson went on to describe Mayweather as someone consumed by ego and self-admiration, warning that the constant public displays of wealth might be more about putting on a show than demonstrating real financial security. According to him, the extravagant stacks of cash and flashy lifestyle seemed designed to impress, while possibly masking a far less stable reality behind the scenes.
We've been friends since 2002. There was a point where I'm looking at things and I'm going, yo, we kind of got the wrong messaging point. Because we're saying we got all the money in the world, we're going to burn it, we're going to get it again. So what? When you say change it, he goes, nah, you do that, Fa. He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him.
The arena have just shown Floyd Mayweather and they begin to boo immediately.
They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money.
I take 30 watches with me.
He stressed that success in the ring shouldn't be used as a free pass for arrogance outside of it. In his view, repeatedly showing off wealth can erode a fighter's reputation far quicker than any rival ever could. When Tyson stated that Mayweather's actions are hurting his public image, the remark hit with the force of a clean punch, direct, highly visible, and impossible for anyone to overlook.
Funny as you think, fighting Floyd.
Did you get paid from that?
He still owes me $1.5 million, maybe more.
How does he owe you the money? Why don't you just like...
Here's what happened. He pre-sold the fight using my likeness to some company in, I think, Dubai or like the Middle East for $10 million cash. We ended up doing the fight in the States with a different company. That is the company that put on the fight. That is the company that paid me. But he sold our fight with my name and likeness to someone else in Dubai for $10 million cash. It's our fight, bro. Our deal was 15%. He smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. That company paid him that money, is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment. I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think, he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million.
Yeah.
Sold for 6.6.
When Tyson even hinted that he could knock Floyd out, it sounded less like playful trash talk and more like a heavy statement. To him, it wasn't simply about throwing threats around, it was about the idea that true respect isn't earned under bright lights in the ring, but by the way someone carries themselves when the cameras are gone. The reaction from fans was explosive. It felt like a massive blast had gone off in a quiet room. People were shocked, quick to speak up, and instantly divided over the comments. Some agreed with Tyson's perspective, while others rushed to defend Mayweather. Either way, the point Tyson was making cut straight through all the chatter. His message was clear. Humility still holds value, and when ego grows unchecked, even the most celebrated champions can appear smaller than their achievements. Tyson ultimately framed it like the final moment of a fight. A boxer might win every bout they step into, but still lose the narrative that follows, the respect of the public, and the legacy that lasts long after the final bell.
Spends money like it's a tap. Money's just flowing. Even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made more money than any boxer ever. There's all these lawsuits. He hasn't been paying things. He owes money on this and owes money on that. And then he's got to come out of retirement.
It's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived. It's like he got to be lavish. So that he got $1 million in his backpack. He got the latest watch and the latest car.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, boy, that money goes quick. Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. So you buy a watch.
The entire larger-than-life contrast between Tyson and Mayweather, the clash of raw power against surgical precision, legend against calculated ring intelligence, was the moment everyone was absorbed in. But then the conversation suddenly took a sharp turn. Wade began laughing while dissecting the rumors surrounding Floyd's finances, and the focus shifted completely. Point 1 second, the discussion was all about fighting styles and ring strategy, and the next it drifted into talk that sounded more like a financial audit than a boxing debate. I remember thinking, wait a minute, how did we jump from analyzing punches and tactics to breaking down money rumors so fast? The whole narrative pivoted almost instantly.
Third fight of the year for a Floyd Mayweather that is clearly going broke, and it's not just, and if you guys didn't see the video I did talking about Floyd coming back to fight Mike, this is not me sensationalizing. This is the truth. There is no speculation, but I told you guys, Floyd owes a lot of people a lot of money, and he don't have it. Logan Paul also discussed this, and this is probably the best screenshot I couldn't gotten on this video. My God, his ramen noodle hair is flying in the wind, and there's no wind in that place. But Logan dropped some knowledge that Floyd is still scamming him for their 2021 fight.
Wade jumped into the topic, almost unable to keep a straight face. He admitted right away that the situation was so strange it made him laugh. Then he started highlighting Floyd's recent pattern, lining up multiple bouts within the same year. Exhibition matches, crossover opponents, and even the rumored Tyson showdown were all on the table. The way Wade framed it sounded less like a normal fight schedule and more like a sudden rush to generate income. His tone basically suggested, something about this feels like a scramble for cash. Now, before the internet runs wild with that idea, let's slow down. No one here is declaring that Floyd is broke. But Wade didn't stop there. He brought up the claim from Logan Paul, who previously suggested he still hadn't received full payment from their exhibition fight. Allegations like that create the kind of messy rumor that tends to stick around in public conversations, whether it's accurate or not.
Vegas.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I think he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. He custom built the house, by the way, in like 2006.
Yeah.
Started at 14, reduced to 12, 10, 8 came on the market, and it was a lot of house for 8. So for 6.6.
Oh, he really got
just rinsed. The cost to build that house was 9 or 10.
Whoa, he got rinsed.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
It was huge.
Goddamn.
Who would win in a fight?
And yeah, that's another piece of like what Floyd has done with his money after his...
Wade kept returning to one detail that made the conversation even more intense. Floyd lining up one event after another, even though he had announced years ago that his boxing career was finished. That's where the discussion really started heating up. Was it genuine passion for the sport pulling him back, or the appeal of another massive payday waiting on the other side of a pay-per-view deal? To be fair, Floyd built an entire career around understanding the business side of boxing better than almost anyone. Wade even touched on that reputation that the Money Mayweather model that reshaped how fights were promoted. He turned matchups into spectacles, blending sport with entertainment and marketing in a way that made every event feel like a blockbuster show.
People get upset at me on Twitter talking about, oh, watch your own pocket. You ain't ever made as much money as Floyd has. I know that, dude. I'm not saying that Floyd is as broke as one of the freaking tweakers on 6th Street Bridge in Los Angeles, dude. That's not what I'm saying. But for the amount of money that he has made, over $1.2 billion, and the amount of money that he still has, let's say it is $300 million. That means Floyd has lost 70% of the money.
But then the discussion slides into another lane entirely, his spending habits. The talk shifts to enormous assets, private jets, luxury homes, and business ventures. Suddenly, the focus isn't just about how great Floyd was inside the ropes, but about whether that level of lifestyle can keep running smoothly long after the final bell. And while Wade is laying all this out, one ironic thought keeps bouncing around in my mind. Even the loudest critics who claim Floyd is only chasing another payday will still show up the second his name appears on a fight poster. That's the kind of gravity a legend carries. Wade can question the motivations. Fans can argue endlessly about the money. Analysts can raise their eyebrows and break down the numbers. But the moment Mayweather starts that familiar walk toward the ring again, curiosity takes over. Every time.
It owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts, that Floyd owes like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment. His private jet fuel, he's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million loan from an individual, from a billionaire that had a 9% interest on the...
That entire discussion from Wade about Floyd possibly chasing big paydays had already kicked the rumor mill into high gear. Then DJ Vlad entered the conversation, almost like someone who just overheard some juicy gossip at a jewelry store, and suddenly the storyline took an even stranger turn. Vlad claimed that an old-school jeweler once told him Mayweather had burned through massive amounts of money because of his extreme spending habits. Hearing that kind of claim instantly makes you pause. Because if you followed boxing for a while, you know this is a storyline the sport has seen play out more than once.
I mean, listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
So he doesn't own his own plane?
I don't think so. I've never seen a Mayweather plane, like a Drake plane. I've never seen that. Not to say that he doesn't. I don't know Mayweather like that. I've never even met him. So I don't know. I mean, you have a lot of properties.
When you're someone with legendary earnings and a lifestyle to match, suddenly everyone turns into an amateur financial investigator. Vlad even admits he can't confirm if the story is true, but in the world of boxing, that barely matters. Rumors about fighter finances spread faster than a Ryan Garcia left hook hitting Twitter timelines. Still, as Vlad walks through the details, private jets, endless spending, sprawling properties, sparkling diamonds, and that carefully crafted Money Mayweather persona Floyd has maintained for over 20 years, it's easy to understand why people immediately start connecting the dots, even if the picture isn't complete.
Money you're constantly spending.
Right.
I don't know. Remember at one point he said he was buying like the jewelry district building.
Yeah, and they said
that wasn't true. I don't know, man. I don't know this man's finance, but this guy told me that Mayweather is in financial problems.
See, here's the part about actually losing your money when you're on that level and you're, kind of like flossing.
The empire Floyd built was all about abundance. Mountains of cash, high-end cars, luxury living, the full, undefeated money machine persona. That image is so ingrained that even the smallest hint of trouble gets treated like a catastrophic leak in a dam. Critics pounce immediately, amplifying every rumor. But here's where I have to take a step back. While Vlad's story swirls in the chatter, remember this: Floyd has been mastering the art of spectacle and self-promotion longer than half the internet has even been watching boxing. So when fans see him doing exhibition matches, lining up new fights, hopping on private jets, or simply staying in the public eye, it's easy to forget that this is classic Mayweather, always performing, always in control of the narrative, and always selling the show.
Mayweather doing...
People will give him some loans.
Maybe.
Listen, he's cozying up to Israel. That's
but
not
the thing
accident.
about it is, he had Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah.
And he was hosting a big, he had Gervonta Davis under his cars. And so that's
but look what happened to Gervonta.
Some fans argue that Floyd is chasing money, while others see it as him simply executing the business playbook he's perfected over decades. Two completely different takes on the exact same actions. Vlad even points out a harsh reality of fame. When someone lives that extravagantly, the world almost expects a misstep, and that expectation can be brutal. But here's the ironic twist: no matter how much people argue about his finances or speculate about motives, the moment Floyd's name appears on a fight poster, attention spikes. Everyone clicks, everyone watches, everyone debates. That's the Mayweather paradox, a magnet for rumors, a master of business, a target for criticism, yet somehow always dominating the conversation.
Staying that, you don't ever have to box again. But now has to take fights because, you know, when you floss like Mayweather, you can't go down.
Yeah.
You got to stay right there because people are going to beat any kind of chinks in your armor if you're not winning 3 or 4 big $1 million.
That whirlwind of DJ Vlad's rumors about Floyd's spending and flashy lifestyle barely dies down before Simon Jordan steps in, flipping the discussion from gossip to straight-up business analytics. And the contrast is striking. Simon basically shrugs off the idea of a Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch, pointing out that there's almost no real sporting intrigue left a statement that hits hard until you remember these fighters were already past their prime back in 2015. Now, we're talking about athletes inching toward 50. Yet somehow the conversation refuses to fade. But here's the twist. Simon doesn't treat this like a boxing debate at all. He frames it like a streaming strategy session. He breaks it down as if he's a Netflix exec staring at spreadsheets instead of scorecards, analyzing subscriber growth, calculating lifetime value, and suddenly, what seems absurd to traditional boxing fans starts to make total sense to the accountants.
Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, they fought too late. In 2015 when they were 36 and 37 respectively, I think.
They're 47 and 48 now.
Yeah. So it is some would say a cynical land grab, a financial opportunity. But if people are prepared to pay it and Netflix are prepared to put it on and people want to watch it on their Netflix subscription and people want to subscribe to it, no harm, no foul.
Well, the thing is as well is that Netflix actually obviously clearly are starting to move into...
And that's when my brain really clicks because Simon drops a truth bomb almost under the radar. He points out something uncomfortable. Elite boxing, crossover fights, and full-blown spectacle events now all coexist on the same stage. There are the serious, competitive matchups, the half-serious grudge matches, and then those nostalgia-driven mega events that feel more like Hollywood blockbusters than championship bouts. When Simon says that our opinions about a fight being too late actually don't matter, it hits hard and brutally honest. He's right. If millions tune in, the debate over sporting purity is instantly overpowered by sheer viewership. And while part of me agrees that the competitive edge may have faded years ago, another part can't help but laugh, because boxing fans will gripe for weeks, yet the moment those two legends step toward the ring, everyone hits play without hesitation.
World showing product, whether we think it's a good product or not, whether we think watching two 50-year-old men, nigh on 50-year-old men, having a dance that was 10 years too late when they were in their prime and is now 20 years too late.
But our view is irrelevant, isn't it? Because the data obviously says it's going to be successful. Obviously, they wouldn't be doing it.
Well, Netflix are not doing it for the good of sport. Exactly. They're doing it because they've got 300 million subscribers and they can keep those subscribers by adding content in there. They can get new ones. And it's a business model. It works. The boxers get more money out of it. What I'd like to see is the ecosystem getting more money out of these sort of...
Step back and look at the bigger picture. Tyson throwing verbal uppercuts about humility, Wade questioning the non-stop exhibitions, Vlad seeding rumor-fueled financial whispers, and Simon Jordan calmly breaking down the cold, hard streaming economics. Suddenly, it's clear this saga isn't just about a single fight anymore. It's a reflection of what boxing has become. On one side, there's legacy and pride. Tyson's message is loud and clear. True greatness demands respect even outside the ropes. On the other, there's the spectacle engine that Floyd built, turning attention into revenue and mastering the business of showmanship. Praise it or criticize it, that blueprint has undeniably worked. Then Simon steps in like the savvy executive in the room, dropping the uncomfortable truth. Boxing is entertainment too. If the numbers add up, the fights will keep coming. That's the real clash here. Old school honor versus modern spectacle, nostalgia versus algorithms, the purity of sport versus the business of eyeballs. And wildest part? All the debates, rumors, and criticism don't weaken the machine, they fuel it. Every headline, every argument, every viral clip keeps the conversation revolving around the same two names. Tyson and Mayweather, legends whose influence still bends the gravity of the boxing world, even decades later.
Does Floyd's unbeaten record and the professional status of the bout add any intrigue to this at all?
No. Not really. I don't think so. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's had a fight recently, hasn't he, against Mario Barris, who's just lost his title to Ryan Garcia, deservedly so. And that was a draw in which most people saw Pacquiao at the end of his career, saw what was left of him, and were not too happy.
Now, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Is Floyd simply playing the game of modern boxing business, or are we watching legends gamble their legacies for pure spectacle? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can break it down together. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters so you never miss the next breakdown. Catch you in the next one.